off. Today is day 130 of the year of streaming and learning to code. We are continuing on here at Codecademy at 89% of the way through Ruby. And I believe we are finally at the end, the last section, section 10. Once more, 11 is paid for. We're just tackling all the free stuff. But we finished 9 last night. We built our virtual computer. I'm going to try to push to knock out both the lesson and the activity so we can just get through the Ruby nightmare once and for all. Now, true, we are not completely finished with Ruby, but the 9 hours of fun that was the first course will have been tackled. Where is it? Why are we just jumping all over the place? There we go. There we go. So, Ruby here. Yeah, good. That was a 9-hour course. We'll be tackling roughly the last hour or two. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've taken longer than all the estimated hours, but we're not rushing through this. We're trying to absorb all the information we can. We've got Ruby on Rails next, and then Ruby on Rails authentication. So, hopefully those are slightly more engaging, instructionally, activity-wise, and basically in every aspect, more so than the run-of-the-mill Ruby course. So, those are my hopes for those. In the meantime, let's end this thing. Do this. Section 10, Object-Oriented Programming, Part 2, commences now. Let's do this. All right. What do we have here? Still loading, still loading. And to double check, we've got audio, check. Codecademy's up, webcam's running, little kitty's napping in our lap below the desk. We've got chat open on our phone. All is well in the world, mostly. At least regarding this stream. And yeah, so how many sections we've got? 18. We've seen worse. We have definitely seen worse. All right, section 1, Need-to-Know Basis. Need-to-Know Basis. You might be wondering why we need to hide information in Ruby. Isn't it okay for every part of your Ruby program to know what every other part is doing? Possibly, if you're the only one writing and using your software. But when other people are working on or using your program, they may attempt to muck around with the way different parts of your program do their jobs. You don't want that. For this reason, Ruby allows you to explicitly make some methods public and others private. Public methods allow for an interface with the rest of the program. They say, hey, ask me if you need to know something about my class or its instances. Private methods, on the other hand, are for your classes to do their own work undisturbed. Just kidding. That was a lie. That was a test. We didn't know there was going to be a test. Private methods, on the other hand, are for your classes to do their own work undisturbed. They don't want anyone asking them for anything, so they make themselves unreachable, like our soul. See, that was a joke, kind of. Probably not. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor. We've created a public about me method and a private bank account number method. Click Save and Submit Code to see what happens when we try to call the bank account number method from outside the class. Okay. Class person. Define, initialize, name, age, at name equals name, at age equals age, end, public. This method can be called from outside the class. Define about me puts I'm name and I'm age, years old, end. Private, this method can't define bank account number. Account number 12345 puts my bank account number is hashtag at account number, and end Eric equals person.new Eric 26, Eric.aboutme, Eric.bank account number. All right, so there's all of that fun. Save and submit. What do we get? I'm Eric, and I'm 26 years old. Followed by private method, bank account number, called for, blah, context. Lots of zeros, followed by Eric and age 26, but it doesn't give up the info. Way cool. Green check mark, nothing more. Next, lesson 2 of 18 teens. All right, quick review, building a class. Let's build a class. Class name, define method name, parameter, at class variable equals parameter, end. 1. First we tell Ruby that we want to construct our class name. Don't forget the end to end your class. 2, inside our class name is where we define our methods. Here we have a method name followed by parameter. When we use this method, it will look like this method name, hello, in quotes. If our parameter above were hello, in quotes, with an exclamation, it would be assigned to our variable at class variable on the following line. 4, again, don't forget to end your method name. Instructions. First, create a class named dog. 2, create a method initialize within your class dog. Allow your initialize method to accept 2 parameters, name and breed, instead. Not instead. That was also a lie. Testing you. Inside your initialize method, assign those 2 parameters to the variable at name and at breed, respectively. Let's do this. Copy. Class dog. End. Followed by define, initialize, and that doesn't make sense to me. And look, when we're tabbed out or wherever we're at, fuckers, tabbing isn't going to be a good example. Look, class, it's been bothering me the entire time for the last 10 lessons, however many days we've been doing Ruby now. When we hit enter on a line, it brings us... Oh, son of a... Now it's got 4. Well, you can see the cursor and the... What is it? Indentation. The indentation for define. The stupid D is 3 spaces. You've got to understand, for the last 130 days, Codecademy has been pushing 2 spaces for everything because they're concerned that the tab key isn't set up to 4 spaces for like 99%. You know what? I'm sure they realize that, but they're concerned and they just do it as a cautious warning. I get that. It's still frustrating as hell because 99% of the world's keyboards tabs are probably set to 4 spaces. So anyways, the 2 space thing is ridiculous. But this, when you hit enter and it does the auto spacing, it goes to 3. Only here in Ruby. We've made it like 14 courses deep, 130 days, define goes to 3 spaces. Or whatever, when you hit enter, it drops to 3, and it's just... Why? No. It's the little things in life. This is one of them, and it's awful. There's no way to fix it. I mean, I can fix it, but I'm sure they can fix it too. Point is it's terrible and makes me want to jump out the window. Anyways. What are we doing? Jumping somewhere? Parameters. Parameters. We're continuing through the nightmare. Let's do this. Raise your hand if you love Ruby. That's what I thought. No one. Great. Parameters. Parameters. Over to the parameters. Something about breed. 3. Name and breed. Typical. Typical. Name and breed. At name, at breed. At name equals name. At breed equals bread. Bread. I think that's all we need to do for section 2. Hopefully, fingers crossed, let's find out. Save and submit. Hot damn, green check mark. Good for us. Next lesson. Going public. Great work. Now we get to now we'll get into the details of public and private methods. Methods are public by default in Ruby. So if you don't specify public or private, your methods will be public. In this case, however, we want to make it clear to people reading our code. Oh no, my nose is freaking out. Not good. I'm gonna be sneezing all over the place. Brace yourselves for impact. Methods are public by default in Ruby, so if you don't specify public or private, your methods will be public. In this case, however, we want to make it clear to people reading our code which methods are public. We do this by putting public before our method definitions, like so. Class name, some class stuff, public, define public method, more public method stuff, and end. Note that everything after public, after the public keyword though, just kidding, not though, through, they shimmied an R in there. Note that everything after the public keyword through the end of the class definition will now be public unless we say otherwise. We'll say otherwise in the next exercise. Very, very mysterious. Instructions. Instructions. For now, let's add a public method called bark2dog. The bark method should puts woof. That's what we're doing. We're getting woofy. Hashtag woof life. Public. Yeah. Let's add a public method. Okay, so we're not doing it before initialize, we're doing it after public. My nose is all kinds of itchy. Thought I had to sneeze. Little kitty, I'm gonna blame you for sleeping in my lap for the allergy issues. Public and something. Totally blanking. Bark. Define bark. Define. Not fully spelt out, you idiot. Define bark. And then the bark method should put woof in quotes. We'll get there. And did they have an exclamation? They did. They most certainly did. One exclamation for you. And that should be good. Very nice. Green check mark. Words section 4 of 18. Private, keep out. Perfect. But not all our Ruby methods should be public. Just as we use public to announce our public methods, we use private to specify our private ones. Class name, some stuff, public, define public method, and private, define private method, semicolon, end. Note how we use our semicolon trick from last time. We'll click on the link just for fun. We vaguely remember. And we're loading. Y classes. Sure. Where did they use the semicolon in this area? Oh, it's not necessarily lesson 1 itself. It was from somewhere within here. We moved to the one-line paradigm when it was applicable. Wasn't always, It's just when it was convenient and helpful to put it as a single line thing. All right, so note how we used your semicolon trick from last time to write our empty method definitions on the line. Private methods are just that. They're private to the object where they are defined. This means you can only call these methods from other code inside the object. Another way to say this is that the method cannot be called with an explicit receiver. You've been using receivers all along. These are the objects on which methods are called. Whenever you call object.method, object is the receiver of the method. In order to access private information, we have to create public methods that know how to get it. This separates the private implementation from the public interface, and we'll go over this in more detail in the next two exercises. Instructions: add a private method called ID to dog. Okay. Private. Define ID. And the ID method should create an @ID number instance variable and set it equal one, two, three, four, five. Should we have a parameter? Oh no, we're sneezing. Oh god, oh god. Where are Kleenex? No? Somewhere? Tissue of sorts? Oh, I thought we were gonna explode all over the place. Could feel my head imploding. Alright. Very concerned. Private something. At a private method called ID2dog, the ID method should create ID number instance variable, set it equal to. I feel like we should have a parameter like ID number. Maybe we shouldn't. They don't mention adding a parameter. It's just up here we have name and breed, and then we've got @name equals blah and @breed equals blah. Maybe this is why it's private, because it doesn't have that. Maybe? I don't know. This could be like locking it inside. Maybe the parameter is the key to accessing it. So if we don't give it a key, then it's permanently locked. Possibly? I'm just trying to piece this nightmare together. I don't know which way's up. Remember, day 130 of streaming and learning to code, it's only like day 9 of Ruby. Yeah. Actually, I don't know what day it is of Ruby, but still, we've been hitting the reset button every couple days to a week and a half tops. What are we doing? @number, @ID number equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will give them what they want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you not entertained? No? Gladiator? Come on. You know what scene I'm talking about. Given Smith? Do this. They like that. They give us the green check mark. I don't like how there's no parameter. I feel like there should be a parameter. I get it if we aren't referencing like a variable or anything. Like here was just puts woof. I think this is what keeps it private though. There's no way to like reference it outside. Because when we would call dog, we would drop in name breed. But since there's no parameter here, there's no way to reference that. So it's trapped inside forever. I think. My guess. That's my guess. Alright. Don't mind me. My face hole is all kinds of sneezy. I'll save you the pain of having to watch me. All right. We're alive. Crisis averted. Respiratory fiasco dealt with. Let's keep marching on, shall we? Or slowly stumbling. Probably closer to stumbling more so than marching. What are we looking at? We are looking at Attr reader. Attr writer. Attr? Am I reading it wrong? Attribute reader? Attribute writer? The shot in the dark. I don't know what it stands for. We saw this in the lesson on classes. I don't remember. I do not recall. And they just reference the first section again. Perfect. Usually they'll go to like, oh, remember this from this lesson, and then they go to like section 6 or 12 or whatever. But no, from the beginning, good enough for them. What am I looking at? We saw in the lesson on classes that Ruby needs methods in order to access attributes. For instance, if we want to access a @name instance variable, we had to write something like define name @end. Well, no longer, damn it, we can use, gotta be attribute reader to access a variable in attribute, right? Come on, what's it stand for? I can't, why are they keeping us in suspense? Nothing? They're never gonna tell us what ATTR stands for. Fine. Then I have to read it like an idiot. We can use ATTR reader to access a variable and ATTR writer to change it. If we write class person ATTR reader name ATTR writer name, define initialize name @name equals name end, Ruby does something like this for us automatically. Define name @name end. Define name equals value, @name equals value. I'm not sure what they're getting at. Like magic, we can read and write variables as we please. We just pass our instance variables as symbols to ATTR reader or ATTR writer. It's gotta be attribute. Why aren't they telling us? That name equals might look funny. Oh, that name equal? No. Did we see a name equals? Wow. We're lost. Maybe they meant to put a space. Maybe they forgot the @. It could be my lack of oxygen. Maybe I'm just my brain could be shutting down. Maybe I'm slowly suffocating and we're just losing consciousness. That name equals might look funny, but you're allowed to put an equal sign in a method name. That's just a Ruby convention saying, hey, this method sets a value. What the f are they? Oh, there it is. Holy sh. Good. We haven't totally lost it yet. We're on the verge of losing it. Actually, we probably lost it a while ago, but that's okay. That's what we're talking about. Okay, that name equals might look funny, but you're allowed to put an equal sign in a method name. That's just a Ruby convention saying, hey, this method sets a value. Blah. All right. Open. Looking at instructions. We've brought back our person class with a method for getting @name and a method for changing his or her @job. Go ahead and remove the name and job equals methods and add, and I'm going to call it attribute. I've got to. It's just ridiculous. It's got to be what it stands for. Add an attribute reader for name and an attribute writer for job. You'll want to remove the name and job equals methods from your class entirely, then add attribute reader for name and attribute writer for job at the top. For example, your attribute reader should look like this. Class person, attribute reader name, all other class stuff, and then ends. So all we're doing is, let's go ahead and steal attribute reader v space colon. And I believe we can do the same thing. Attr writer job. Let's give that a shot. I don't know if I don't think we need to deal with anything here. I just think it was maybe it was across the board. We brought back our person class method for getting name. Go ahead and remove name and job methods. I only did it in the first one. We probably should change the defined name and the defined job. We've got job equals here. Who knows? Screw it. Let's just run with it. Save and submit. Green check mark. Good enough for Codecademy. Good enough for us. All right. Maybe they'll eventually tell us one day what ATTR stands for. I'm putting a lot of money that it's attribute, but it could very well not be. Attr Accessor. If we want to both read and write a particular variable, there's an even shorter shortcut than using Attr reader and attribute writer. We can use Attr Accessor to make a variable readable and writable in one fell swoop. Instructions. Here, we have an attribute reader and an attribute writer for job. Go ahead and replace these with an Attr Accessor. So for job, oh, up here, right. I was looking down at this guy, but no, they're talking about lines 3 and 4. They are ready for upgrades. So all we need is one. It's attribute accessor. Let's get rid of all of that noise and drop you right here. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Maybe we probably celebrated too soon. Nah, we didn't. Congratulations, you finished this section. Next, introduction to module. All right. That brings us to, so we finished 1 through 6. 7 of 18. You can feel the fun, right? It hurts because there is no fun. Thank God this is hopefully the last day of Ruby, at least by itself. I'm really hopeful Ruby on Rails is slightly more engaging or fascinating or really just anything better than what we've been going through. Dear God. What are we doing? What's a module? You can think of a module as a toolbox that contains a set of a... What am I looking at? I gave up. Also, I'm thinking of other things. You know what? The last section, Object-Oriented Programming 1 and Object-Oriented Programming 2, have probably been the most interesting aspects of the Ruby course. I just think after however long we've been focused on Ruby, at this point, we're just tired and we're withering away, focusing on what feels like nonsense, but it's not. I don't know why it's not clicking. It's not that we don't get it, it's just it's not. There's this like vibe, this energy. We are not Ruby people yet. I kind of want to be a Ruby person, but it just... I'm not seeing a lot of incentive to be a Ruby connoisseur, if you will. I'm hopeful doing my own side project will sort that out, but we still need to get through all this. With that said, marching on, what's a module? You can think of a module as a toolbox that contains a set of methods and constants. There are lots and lots of Ruby tools you might want to use, but it would clutter the interpreter to keep them around all the time. For that reason, we keep a bunch of them in modules and only put those module toolboxes when we need the constants and methods inside. You can think of modules as being very much like classes, only modules can't create instances and can't have subclasses. They're just used to store things, instructions. Check out our example module in the editor. We're looking, module circle. Why is my nose so ungodly itchy? I feel like I've just been clawing at my face. Module circle pi 3.141592653589793. That there's a lot of pi for everybody to go around. There's no shortage of pi. Define the circle dot area radius pi times radius squared end define circle dot circumference radius 2 times pi times radius and end. What the hell's happening? Oh, they just said check it out. Good. See how it has an approximation of pi stored in pi as a series of methods for calculating the circumference and area of a circle. Click Save and Submit Code to continue. So yes, we've got our module and it's stored all this fun information inside of it. Save and submit. Nothing's really going on, but all that information is waiting in the wind, in the wings, whatever you want to call it. It's there. All right. Module syntax. Breathing is difficult, right? Holy hell. Oxygen is for winners, and we are on the losing side of things. 8 of 18. Nearly halfway. Module syntax. You can put in pre-existing modules. We'll show you how soon, but you can also make your own. Modules are super easy to make. You just use the module keyword like so. Module, module name, bits and pieces, end. Like class names, modules are written in capitalized camel case rather than lowercase with underscores. It doesn't make sense to include variables in models since variables by definition change or vary. Constants, however, are supposed to always stay the same, so including helpful constants in modules is a great idea. So I'm assuming that's also kind of like a rule of thumb. If you've just got a chunk or a stack of constants that are, I guess, related, and only constants, that's what would qualify as content worthy of being created or using a module. I guess piecing this together on our own. Including helpful constants modules is a great idea. Ruby doesn't make you keep the same value for a constant once it's initialized, but it will warn you if you try to change it. Ruby constants are written in all caps and are separated with underscores if there's more than one. An example of a Ruby constant is pi, which lives within the math module and is approximately equal to 3.145925653589793. We created our own pi in the previous exercise, but we don't worry because they're in separate modules. Ruby knows to keep them separate. Okay. Instructions. Create your own module called My Library in the editor to the right. Include a constant called favebook and set it equal to a string naming your favorite book. Something, oh god, I never fall asleep, son of a... God, who knows if we're going to make it to the end of Ruby. One, we're either going to suffocate from the lack of oxygen, or we're just going to pass out from boredom. Put your money on whichever you think is going to happen first. I think it's going to be a hideous culmination of both. Yeah. Good. Okay, what am I doing? There's a library and a book and a module. Create your own module called My Library. module library. In editor to the right, include a constant called favebook, set it equal to a string, and of book. No, that's not an underscore. Abomination. There we go. Equals. Bring it a string. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Was there anything else? No, it was just that. We knew scar tissue. That was fun. Although it's been quite some time since we've read that, but East good. Scar tissue, the autobiography. Red Hot Chili Peppers? No, that's okay. East okay. What else are we looking at? I felt like there was more. I guess I'm just confused because both sections were referencing pi, and I thought we were going to do some math thing. That's what I was actually, they piqued my interest with all the cool pi stuff. But now we've got our basic book constant. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, it seemed like something cool was going to happen with pi. Thought there was going to be a pi explosion of sorts, but no, zero pi explosion. Resolve to keep learning. One of the main purposes of modules is to separate methods and constants into named spaces. This is called, conveniently enough, namespacing. Holy shit. Kind of on the nose. And it's how Ruby doesn't confuse math : pi and circle : pi. See that double colon we just used? That's called the scope resolution operator, which is a fancy way of saying it tells Ruby where you're looking for a specific bit of code. If we say math : pi, Ruby knows to look inside the math module to get that pi and not any other pi, such as the one we created in circle. Let's get some practice in. Aha! Now we get to do something with pi. Told you there was going to be pi in the future, or at least there should be pi in the future. Not that we are overly pro pi. Let's get back to Ruby. Less pi talk, more Ruby stuff. Pi tangent. Curtailed. What are we doing? We need to get to the instructions. Let's finish this out, then we'll get to the instructions. Ruby knows to look inside a math module to get that pi, not any other pi, such as the one we created in circle. Let's get some practice in with an existing Ruby module, math. Use the scope resolution operator to put the value of pi from math module to console. Use the scope resolution operator to put the value of pi from math module to the console. So, write your code below. Module pi equals, this is a shot in the dark, folks. Put math : pi. Death. Save and submit. Holy shit, we got it. Get pi in math, you just need math.pi. Well, wait, did I need to do all the module pi and all that BS, or can I just do math.pi? Oh god, oh god. hammer to kill a gnat. So close this. Does this work? Oops, looks like your code doesn't oh, we have to do puts. You soulless. How about that? That works. We didn't even need to create the module and all that nonsense. We just do puts, math pi. Okay. Oh, we finished 9. We are now halfway through. 10 of 18. Feels like 10 of 6,000, but we're gonna get there. A few requirements. 1, oxygen. Why is it so difficult to breathe? Few requirements. Perfect. Some modules, like math, are already present in the interpreter. Others needed to be explicitly... no, just kidding. Not needed, just need. Others need to be explicitly brought in. However, and we can do this using require. I don't like their commas. Others need to be explicitly brought in. However, is that really how that would flow? I guess it would. And we can do this using require. Screw it all, F that noise. We can do this simply by typing require module in single quotes. We want to use Ruby date module to show today's date, but we haven't required it yet. Instructions: go ahead and require date on line 1 so the code in line 3 will work. Okay. Require date. Let's give that a shot. Save and submit. Cool. 2017, May 10th. Next lesson. Feeling included. We can do more than just require a module, however. We can also include it. Any class that includes a certain module can use those modules' methods. A nice effect of this is that you no longer have to prepend your constants and methods with the module name. Since everything has been pulled in, you can simply write pi instead of math pi. Instructions. In our case, we want to use math cost, but we don't want to type math . Please include math on line 2. Line 2, so what the require or include? They want us to include math on line 2. What about the whole costs thing? Do we see costs anywhere? Oh, yes. There we do. Cosine. Okay. So by doing include math, we no longer have to do math cost to get the cosine. It just automatically knows when we say cosine, well, cost, cosine. You know what's going on. That'll just magically happen when we do include math. This is still... At most, here's another thing. Save and submit code. I know, it's been kind of basically bashing Ruby for the last 8, 9, 10 days. Go ahead and hit save. Woohoo, green check mark. Yay. Next section is... Oh, did I already forget it? Hopefully I forgot it. My tangents suck. Ah, like that. Okay, right there. We just learned a new little trick or thing. All the fun tricks and tips and the potential for Ruby. When I learned something cool, it just seems so much How do I, what's the right phrasing? I guess it is the potential. I know there isn't less potential, but it just feels like there's so much less potential in doing stuff with Ruby. I realize it's actually probably the opposite. Again, it seems like a single environment where you can do basically everything in it. It just requires a little bit different way of thinking, considering it's human focused, which should be a good thing. But even the simple things like learning Sass for CSS, I felt like I could create new worlds using Sass to manage the CSS. Like it seemed like there was so much potential with it. Maybe Ruby is just so large and there's so much it's hard to view and gauge its full potential. Maybe that's my issue. I'm just struggling, still so new, to see. Also, this is bothering me. Oh, it's Jiminy. Gotcha. I thought they couldn't spell Jimmy, and I was like, we've got a serious typo for Jimmy's name down here on line 28. Wow. Shiny things easily distracted. Back to my potential tangent. Yeah, nothing's gone, ooh, wow, look at this cool thing. I can do that. I can make some nifty little side project. I'm not dying to do some side project. I want to do some HTML, CSS, JavaScript thing, something with Python, but Ruby, I feel like I want to avoid it. It still feels like I just want to get away from Ruby. Death. And I don't want that. I want Ruby. But I don't feel that way, and I think that's odd. Moving on. The marriage of modules and classes. What we did in the exercise might not have seemed strange to you, but think about it. We mixed together the behaviors of a class and a module. When a module is used to mix additional behavior and information into a class, it's called a mix-in. Mix-ins allow us to customize a class without having to rewrite code. Instructions: check out the code in the editor, see how we define the jump method in the action module, and then mix it into the rabbit and cricket classes. Click Save and Submit Code to see the effect. Module action, define jump at distance equals random4 plus 2. Puts I jump forward at distance feet end. Class rabbit, include action, attribute reader name, define initialize name at name equals name end. Class cricket, include action, attribute reader name, define initialize name at name equals name end. Peter equals rabbit dot new Peter. Jiminy equals cricket dot new Jiminy. Peter dot jump Jiminy dot jump. Fire away. Let's see what happens. I jump forward 5 feet. I jump forward 5 feet. I'm assuming that went well. I figured it would have said Peter jumped forward 5 feet or Jiminy jumped forward 2 feet, but good. They both jumped 5. Next lesson. Imitating multiple inheritance. Now you understand why we said mix-ins could give us the ability to mimic inheriting from more than one class. By mixing in traits from various modules as needed, we can add any combination of behaviors to our classes we like. Create a module, martial arts. Inside, define a method called swordsman that just puts I'm a swordsman. On line 8 and 15, please include martial arts to mix this up into both ninja and samurai classes, thereby giving them the swordsman method. Okay, create your module here. Do this. Module, martial arts. And inside, define a method called swordsman. Define swordsman. Also end. followed by puts blah, puts blah, then on line 8, down yonder, and 15 right here, please include martial arts, include martial arts, include martial arts. I feel like we should space that out. No, they want it on 15, they want it on 8. Leave them be. To the mix, to mix this into the ninja and samurai classes, thereby giving them the swordsman method. Include martial arts, class ninja, define blah, include blank, shogun. I think that's everything. Save and submit. Fire away. Brack. Undefined method include. Typical. Typical. What did I do wrong? I had a nickel for every time I made a mistake. Create a module, martial arts, checkity check. I feel like 10 and 17 need to have something. We did martial arts, but now we need to put that in there. So what did we just do on 12? We did include, oh, it was the reader attribute. So wait, no. Action, include, we had class rabbit, include blah, define initialize. I'm just gonna steal this because I can. You know what, we're gonna take all of it. We're gonna take all of it. Onwards to section 13. Alright, this is good. This is good. Okay, so we've got, bump that up a little. And we'll do more. Alright, create your module here. Module martial arts. Here they had, oh god, let's do 2 spaces. Just keep things separated a little. Module martial arts. Module action. Define swordsman, blah blah blah. Define jump. Also blah blah blah. Now we've got class. Oh, that's why, you big dumb idiot. I didn't, because I hit enter and I move stuff. Include martial arts goes in on those empty spaces, not outside of the class. It goes inside of the class, but the reason why they aren't on lines 8 and 17 properly is because we were typing in here instead of filling out in the space they had. Okay, you get it. I'm an idiot. That's the moral of the story. Can't believe you, Steven. Typical. If anyone deserved a throat punch. Can you believe this? Oh my god, and they're doing their stupid double spacing indentation. That is just awful. Who does that? They do that. Their stupid double spacing indentation is worse than me setting include outside of the class. Okay. Alright. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Good, good. So, if they want it to be on lines 8, that means everyone needs to be snuggling together, like so. That sets this include on line 8, and that sets this include on line 15, as requested. God damn, why can't we highlight stuff? There we go. Everything's falling apart. But we're going to keep marching on, because there's no better time to keep marching on than when everything is falling apart. Start next lesson. Okay, 14 of 18. Almost to the review bit. Extend your knowledge, whereas include mixes a module's methods in at the instance level, allowing instances of a particular class to use the method. The extend keyword mixes a module's methods at the class level. This means that class itself can use the methods as opposed to instances of the class. Instructions: check out the code in the editor. The president has a .now method that will extend to the here and. Module, the present. Oh, the present, not the president. Good. We need to avoid Reddit before we start the stream. Gotcha. All those interesting posts regarding stuff, said president, and other topics. Good. Okay. The present has a .now method that will extend to the here and hopefully now. Module, the present, defined now, puts its time.new.hour less than 12, question mark, time.new.hour minus 12, colon, no, why? Oh, wow, it came out of nowhere. Okay. We're making it through it. I was telling you, the lack of oxygen and the general lack of interest in Ruby is pretty much soul-crushing. We're gonna get through this. Puts its time.new.hour is greater than 12, question mark, time.new.hour minus 12, colon, time.new.hour. Alright. Colon yet again, time.new.minute, hashtag, curly braces, time.new.hour, greater than 12, question mark, PM, oh god, and we switched stuff. Bad, Stephen, bad. Colon, AM, GMT, end, followed by class, the here and extend the present, end, followed by the here and dot now. Finally. So we can click and save and submit code to see what the hell will happen. Save and submit. Ta-da! 10:21 p.m. GMT, which is... they're off. Let's run it again. Save and submit. There we go. 10:22 p.m. GMT, which is really 3:22 Pacific Standard Time, which is where we're at. Hey! Someone in the chat, what do you know? Coder, the mic kinda defeats the purpose of the cam. Yeah, kind of, ish. It's just, it's a situational thing for where the mic is and how it's like set up and where it ends up and how the cam is, and it's just with the lighting, it's we're doing our best. It's interesting, but yeah, it's questionable. You're definitely not the first to notice the odd setup. But this thing is here. The cat likes it. Usually the cat's sleeping. She's assumed the napping position. Usually she's running around and rubbing up against the mic. Separate issue. But yes. Welcome, Coder. Alright. What are we doing? We are on 15 of 18. We have almost, we're nearing the end. Thank God. A matter of public knowledge. Alright, let's do a little practice with public methods. Instructions. We've set up an application class in the editor and a public method called printStatus to application that puts all systems go. Don't forget to use the public keyword. class application, attribute accessor status, define initialize, semicolon end, add your method here. We set up an application class in the editor. Yes. Add a public method. They said to put public on its own line. Print status. Copy. Define print status. End. Seriously. We tabbed forward for a reason. Oh, and it's their stupid double-spaced indentation again. I swear to God. They're doing it to mock us. We're gonna move it, because we can. Double-spaced indentation. What the hell are they trying to... God, doesn't matter. We're moving on. Don't latch onto the double-space issue. Print status. To application that puts all system go. Don't forget to use public state of confusion. So we're looking at class name. Oh, they wanted a class. Wait. Hold on. No. Sit, Steven. Breathe. What's happening? Raise your hand if you're also confused. Ah, they were discussing classes prior to this. They've set up the application class. We are setting up a public print status method. That's what we're doing. Okay. Public method called print status to application that puts all systems go. There we go. Don't forget to use the keyword public. I think that's all we actually need right now. Run, green check mark. Hot damn. We live to see another lesson. 16 of 18. We're getting there. Private affairs, good. Now let's try a private method. Instructions. Below your public method, add a private method called password that returns the super secret password 12345. Let's get a little bit of breathing room here. Let's do private. Define something. Password? Yes, password. And should we do puts? Or since it's just a number or an integer, should we just leave it in there floating around? I kind of feel like we should do puts or p equals. Let's see what the hint says. Wow, nice. Nothing helpful. Fantastic. My favorite. Let's just throw this against the wall, see if it sticks. And it does. They're happy with that for some reason. Will we ever know why? Probably not. 17. Module magic. Super. Let's move on to modules. Create your own module called languages. Okay. In the editor, to the right, include a constant called fav, set it equal to a string naming your favorite programming languages. Guess what is not going to be on the list? Oh, ridiculous. Remember, you can create a module by simply typing blah, blah, blah. Yeah, good. Nothing special there. Create your module below. Module. Languages. End. Typical. Oh, now what? Fav equals a string of nonsense. Let's do at least... we do 3. 1, 2... Well, that'll give us 4, but that's okay. I think JavaScript has been the most intriguing. We do enjoy Sass. HTML is decent. I feel like that's too generic, too plain. What else did we do? Command line. Maybe we'll just leave it at 3. I think we're just going to do 3. And command line. Alright. Good times. Save and submit. Ta-da! Green check mark, followed by section 18. The final section of Ruby. We did it. We didn't cry during the stream. This is awesome. Mix in for the win. Almost there. Our review wouldn't be complete without a little mix-in magic. Instructions. Finally, let's include our languages model in the master class on line 6. Something about line 6. So that our favorite language gets printed to the console. This was the include languages, right? Yeah, that's all we do is include languages right there. Ah, there's stupid double space indentation. What the hell were they thinking? Be happy, be kind. It's a free site with free information. We've spent 130 days having fun. Roughly. Include languages. We're going to leave it at that. Save and submit code. Look at that. We did it. You earned a badge. Object-oriented programming, do. Conquered. Close that. What actually happened here? Module languages, fave, Ruby, lies. This is what you type before, right? Yeah, shoot me in the face. End, class, master, include languages, define, initialize, end, define victory, puts fave, end, total equals master.new, total.victory. Good times. Ruby, nil. Still, after all this time, nil is just floating. Why don't they do something about that? We learned what nil is for now, and it's just... it doesn't need to be there. Doesn't need to be there. Next. The last activity of Ruby. At least till we get to Ruby on Rails, but for generic Ruby... the boring-ass Ruby. Up next, banking on Ruby. Now that we know all about hiding information in Ruby, let's apply our new skills to write a program that can store, update, and display our bank account balance. This is freakishly similar to, I think, either JavaScript or jQuery. There's been a lot of, like, repetitive stuff, and that's the other thing, is that everything they've taught me, I still prefer the other way of doing it. Doing it the Ruby way just feels confusing, wrong. Not even confusing, it just feels wrong. It's soul-crushing. It's legitimately soul-crushing. We're gonna force our way through this. There's displeasure. We're gonna do it. Alright, let's see. Who's praying there's only 6 sections? Maybe we'll be lucky and there will only be 4. Knowing us, there's going to be like 37. Okay, there's only 7. Thank God. True, the activities take longer, but each section's usually long, and they show us what the hell we're going to have to make on section 1, so this is going to be generally painful. But... let's get through it. Coder, it pays well, though. It freaking better. Holy hell, because Jesus. Ugh. Never want to jump out of a window more. I mean, we've made it all the way through the rest of... where are we at? Where are we at? Just everything hurts. We made it through learning HTML and CSS and JavaScript and Sass and making a website and command line and Git and Python and all that. Yeah, Python was questionable. Sure, 13 hours of fun. Who wants to sign up for that? Not me. But we did it anyways. Python was at least tolerable. Ruby has just been like, I realize there's potential, and honestly, I think it's that particular, I kind of experienced it with Python. I just don't know if the Codecademy format, their instructions, and like the activities and the lessons they have to learn it are the best fit for those languages. Like, they don't have any, notice they don't have any of the C languages, like C# or C++. I'm not too sure why. I don't know if those are just too hard or too complex of languages to teach, if they're too old. I don't know. But, like, learning Sass was legitimately fun. Not just, like, HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Those were all interesting. I thought the JavaScript course was great, both the intro course and this, but, like, Sass was actually fun. There was the right combination, this environment of Codecademy and their instructions and the activity. Sass was bitchin'. Yeah, bitchin'. This is on the polar opposite spectrum, Ruby. It's been, like, borderline painful. If you only came to Codecademy just to learn Ruby, I think it would be fine. And I probably should have learned Ruby earlier, especially considering how they taught it with like a no knowledge prior background, which we're coming from a no knowledge prior background. We keep hitting the reset button every week or so as we tackle a new course. But just, there's something about Ruby that's been so grueling to get through. But we are 94% of the way through. I'm hopeful Ruby on Rails is a tad more exciting, which shouldn't be difficult considering how low the bar was set in Ruby, but good times. Good times. Let's knock out this bank fiasco. Banking on Ruby for all debts, public and private. Only 7 sections. Let's not forget that the activities are larger. Each page will essentially be recreating something similar to this beast. And let's basically get to it. Burdock TV. Hello, sir. Hello to you. Hopefully your day is going well. Good times. All right. What are we doing? We're doing story time. From the top, what you'll be building. All right. Now that you know how to control the level of privacy in a Ruby class, we can use that to our advantage when creating objects. In this case, we'll be making an account object with public methods to display balances and transfer funds, but which rely on private methods to make sure the user's PIN, personal identification number, is correct before approving transactions. Note, we're just using banking as an example because it's a nice real-world analogy. This isn't for real banking, so don't use any real banking information. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor, see how we have public methods for interacting with the user and private methods for checking the PIN. Click Save and Submit Code to see how it works. It is currently working on adding some crazy new stream library features to Elixir. Need a break. Good times. Tons of fun. All right. So we are looking at their code before we continue on to the next section. They've got a class account attribute reader, name, balance, define initialize, name, balance equals 100, at name equals name, at balance equals balance, and display balance PIN number, puts PIN number as long as it's equivalent to PIN, question, oh god, we're dragging things, just kidding, balance sheet, well, not balance sheet, but balance, at balance, otherwise PIN error. So that's our lovely if-else statement. And define withdraw PIN number amount if PIN number is equivalent to PIN balance minus equals account. Puts withdraw amount new balance else puts pin error and end private. Ta-da! This is the key portion we'll be focusing on. Is define pin at pin 1234 end, define pin error, access denied, incorrect pin, and end. My account equals, wow, they've got all kinds of stuff calling everything here. My account equals account.new Eric, blah, blah, blah. My account.withdraw 11, 500,000. My account display balance 1234. My account.withdraw 1234, 500,000. My account display balance 1234. Good, good. And we're marching on. Ta-da, this is what it'll spit out. Access denied, incorrect pin, balance 1 million. Wait, 10 million? 1 million? Why can't, there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1 million. Withdrew 500,000. New balance 500,000. Balance. Good, good, good. All right. Mostly straightforward. Time to birth a bank account. Gonna get messy. There's probably gonna be more than one tier involved. Creating the account class. We'll start off by creating the account class. First, though, you probably noticed this bit of fanciness in the last exercise. Define initialize name balance equals 100 at name at balance. What's that balance equals 100 doing? It's signifying an optional parameter. Ruby is saying that you can pass 1 or 2 arguments to initialize. If you pass 2, it uses your balance argument to set balance. If you only pass a name, comma balance, it gets the default value of 100, and that's what gets stored in at balance. Interesting. You probably also noticed how we used underscores in our 1 million. Ruby allows this, and it makes it easier to read big numbers. Cool? No, yes, because we were struggling reading the 1 million. We had to stop and highlight it. Count it out by 3s. Instructions. That's kind of low. Let's open the hint, shall we? There we go. Bump it up just enough so my stupid face isn't blocking said information. Create an account class in the editor. The :name and :balance attributes should be readable but not writable. The class's initialize method should take the 2 parameters, name and balance, and the balance parameter should default to 100. Finally, go ahead and store your parameters in the instance variables at name and at balance, respectively. This is not going to end well. This is bad. Okay, so I know we at least need account class. Well, class count, which will have its own end. And then from here, little kitty, what the hell are you doing down there? There's a tiny feline napping in my lap, just so we're all on the same page. I haven't completely lost my mind. We're there. The lack of oxygen isn't helping me maintain my sanity. But yeah, good. So we're dealing with the code. Little kitty's dealing with, I don't know, cleaning her toes or sucking on her claws. What are we doing? Creating an account. The name, and balance attributes should be readable but not writable. Where the hell were those? Weren't they parameters next to it? Don't mind the error. That's just they're confused because I'm confused. We're going to reference section 1. And they've got a lot more going on. And we're building it out bit by bit. Attribute reader, :name, balance. Gotcha. Define initialize name balance 100. At name, at balance, end. So this is essentially what we're recreating. Cool. We're all on the same page. Gotcha. All right, so we have a class. That bit's done. Remember, you can use attribute reader value to make any variable read only. So we will do attribute reader colon name comma colon balance, followed by, was it define? The class initialize method should take two parameters, define initialize name comma balance with at name equals name followed by at balance. Look at that, it's slowly coming together. Let's go ahead and, the method also gets an end. That seems mostly decent. Let's go ahead and run this. Hopefully the city doesn't catch on fire and the internet breaks down. Save and submit code. Some form of an error, not catastrophic. Did you give your initialize method's balance parameter a default value? Oh, I didn't. I didn't say balance equals 100. Is that right? Is that better? Is everyone happy again? Aha! Green check mark. There you go. There you go. All right. 3 of 7. Private affairs. Let's go ahead and create our private methods. It makes sense to create these first, since our public methods will rely on them. Instructions: add 2 private methods to your account class, pin and pin error. So let's go ahead, drop down a line. Private. We will have define pin end, as well as define in error, I think. Was that right? Yes, it was. End as well. Cool. We've got those two. Now, pin should take no arguments and set an instance variable at pin equal to the pin 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we've got at pin equals schwam 2, 3, 4, 5. See how many languages we can throw into that. Both made up and real. Good, good, good. Now what? Now we've got pin error should also take no arguments and should simply return the string access denied. Please go to hell. You had the wrong pin. Good, good. Now, there's that. Wait, it should return the string. Aha, I was going to do puts, but it's return that we are looking for, that they are looking for. So, let's give this a go. Are we still staying afloat? Or has the Titanic completely sunk? Save and submit. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. Great, great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we put a stray 5. There was a stowaway. How convenient that worked out for our Titanic reference in the ship fiasco. Good, good, good. Now everything is well in the world. The universe has been balanced yet again. Start next lesson. Sec 4 of 7. Halfway through the banking nightmare. Displaying the balance. Perfect. Now let's tackle the first public method, display balance, which we'll use to display our current balance. Instructions: 1. Define a public display balance method to your account class. It should take a single parameter, pin number. 2. The body of your method should check whether the pin number is equal to the pin, the result of calling the private pin method. If it is, display balance should put balance $@ $hashtag curly braces at balance ending noise. Good. 3, if it is display balance, should puts balance. Otherwise, else should puts the pin error and the pin error message. Fair enough. So, don't mind me. Chat issues, text stuff. Fascinating. Don't mind me. We'll tackle that later. What are we doing? We're dealing with bank issues. Do we need air or oxygen? We probably need both to survive, but let's just keep coding, because, you know, who needs to breathe when you can just code, right? Define public display balance. So now we've made it out of the private section. You're now going to public, which is display balance. Define display balance method. Should take a single parameter, pin number. All right, it's coming along, and the body of your method should check whether the pin number is equal, pin number, copy, pin number is equal to pin. Whoa, I don't know what that is, but that's all kinds of wrong. There we go, pin. Okay. Pin number equal to pin. I feel like there should be a question mark involved somewhere, and then we'll be breaking the if-else up with a colon, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, that is a gigantic hint that I'm not really interested in reading right now, so we're going to save that until we get stuck or receive an error. Body of your method should check whether the pin number is equal to the pin, the result of calling the private pin method. Okay. If it is, display balance should put blankety blankety blank. Otherwise, else should put pin error. Let's try running that. Feel like there's a lot there that could go wrong, but my spidey senses tell me that's good enough for now. Which is why we don't always trust our spidey senses. Hey, tiny cat, what are you doing? What are you doing? Watch your, oh, that was your face. Just trying to pet you. Totally. That was a lot of human hand to your tiny cat face. I apologize for that, but you were under the desk and I couldn't see you. Alright, there we go. Scratches for the little kitty. Hey, claws, tiny animal. Watch yourself. I'm trying to love you. Oops, try again. Your code doesn't look quite right. Feel free to peek back the code in the first exercise if you need help. Why is there so much fur? Good God. Try to pet you and you explode. Ruby 18 syntax error, unexpected string, expecting something or other, pin. Yeah, it's our if else statement. Looks stupid to it. Fair enough. Let's back up and see what the correct format is from section 1, shall we? Oh, they just did a regular if-else statement. I was looking at this guy. No, that's what they wanted. And that's what I should have. Oh, it's puts at the beginning, and then it's all this noise. I checked pin number equals blah, had balance and all that noise, and then a colon, and then puts pin error. My bad, because it's printing. If this is equal, if it is, it will print that. Otherwise, it'll print this. So puts should be at the beginning. My bad. Crazy person's choice. Now, why the hell, if they set up the if-else statement here like this, why would they use the other format for the next section? Consistency? No. No one cares about consistency. Anything to make the learning curve difficult, right? Yes. Keeping everyone on their toes. Alright, so all we have to do is move the puts. At least that's how we took it. This guy also doesn't need a puts, it just is that, just like this is that. And we're putsing, and we're putsing. Fire away. Green check mark. Damn, section 5 of 7. Making a withdrawal. Well done. Now let's add in our second public method, which will allow us to withdraw money from our account. The trick is, this one is to realize that since at balance can only be accessed from inside the class, we'll want to use at balance minus equals amount to decrease the balance by a certain amount. Instructions: add a public withdrawal method to your class that takes two parameters, pin number and amount. If the pin number matches the pin, your method should subtract the amount from the balance and puts withdrew amount, new balance, dollar, hashtag, curly braces, at balance. Otherwise, it should puts pin error. We're going to get through this. We are so close to the end. It hurts. It would hurt even if we weren't close to the end, but it hurts even more so because we're near the end. But that's also our motivation to continue. Instruction: add a public withdraw. Define withdraw. Two parameters. Pin number, amount. And if pin number matches pin, very similar to this, if pin number matches pin, your method should subtract the amount from the balance. At balance minus amount. Will that work? Maybe we do need to do it on the multi-line, or the multi-line if-else, instead of the handy single shorthand version. We're going to try it this way. If it falls apart, then so be it. Yeah, we're going to just roll with that for now. Alright, if pin number matches pin, then your method should subtract the amount from the balance and puts withdrew, hashtag amount, new balance, puts, blah, blah, blah. followed by puts in error. What's the same thing as last time? Do we really need puts in all those? Maybe we don't need puts here for this. Let's try that. Save and submit code. Okay, that blew up in our face. We tried. They hate us. It's second one. Damn. Okay. So they've defined their method, 2 parameters. If pin is equal, if pin number is equal to pin, balance minus equal amount, puts blah blah blah, else puts pin end. Okay. So that's why, instead of doing the single line, that's why they did all of this. And I'm not clever enough to set up the single line version equivalent of that. So, truth hurts. Truth is our friend. If pin number equals blah, balance blankety blank puts blah else puts pin error end. How does Codecademy like that? Oh god, did you create a variable called checking account? What the deuce? Where's section 5? Oh, those slimy bastards. Hold on, section 5. If we didn't clear section 5, how could we get to section 7? How does this happen? Who's in control of this ship? There we go. There's that. If balance puts else puts end. How does this look? Still hates us. If pin number equals pin, the balance will be subtracted from the amount. Unexpected end. So confused. Oh, okay. This is the end for the method itself. We need yet another end for the if-else. That's our issue, I think. God, I hope so. Ta-da! Ya-da-da-da-dee-dee. Section 6. This will also need said extra end. Alright, opening an account. We're almost there. Now we just need to create an instance of account so we can go about our banking business. Instructions. Last step. Create an instance of your account class called checking account. Create an instance. Damn, and now my mind's blanking on all the vocab and what the hell all this means. Create an instance of your account class. So that just means very similar to this guy. Checking account. Wait, no, they mean actually like call the damn thing. Is in checking account and give it whatever name and starting balance you like. I think. Fuckers. I don't even know. I'm so confused. Where do they want me? I feel like this needs to be inside the class. Checking account. We have to define it. Probably not. Checking account. Give it whatever name. Kyle. Probably a string. And 1 2 3 underscore 4 5 6 underscore 7 8 9. Even Smith? Nope, didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. Okay. Out here, maybe? Damn. Is it account.checking account? Okay, yeah, I'm just confused. I'm too confused, so we need to go to section 1, because clearly I'm missing something. Steven is just not good enough. Private pins? Now, where the hell did they do all the... They had my account. Oh, so account.new? Okay, gotcha. Theirs is my account. We are doing checking account equals, and then we'll do account.new and then have our stuff. So that's what's going on. I was just crazy. And then from here, they've got account.withdraw, account.display balance, account.blah, blah, blah, and then it has all this fun stuff as well, which we can reference if needed. But I think we're going to be okay. So account.new. We just had to flip some things around. We are slowly learning. Account.new. This is like the monkey figuring how to trying to figure out how to pull the fruit from the jar. He just needs to let go and empty it out, but when he's holding on to the apple, he can't get his hand out of the jar. No. That's okay. That's what I feel like. So, checking account equals account.new Kyle. $100 billion. Save and submit. Next lesson. All right. Well done. Excellent work. You've got your very own account. You've got your very own account class and checking account instance, complete with public and private methods. Go ahead and try to get your PIN from the outside the class. Try to get your PIN from outside the class. Not easy, is it? How could you improve this class? You might include a deposit method that lets a user add money to their account, include error checking that prevents users from overdrawing their account, create checking accounts or savings accounts that inherit from account. Instructions, feel free to add to your code until you've got it working just as you want, then click Save and Submit to complete this project. Let's go ahead and what I want to see, how the hell did they get it to, they printed that lovely statement in the beginning. I don't know if it was really lovely, but nevertheless, things were printed. Oh, it was the display balance. That's what caused it. So they did this, they withdrew that, and they ran this, and then they did it again, and they got different results. We're going to take all this, copy, just because I want to see. And it should be freakishly similar. Let me simply change this, copy. Ta-da! Now, when we run it, access denied because it had the incorrect PIN. There, it's got the account balance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Banking on Ruby, badge earned. Close that. We withdrew 500,000, which left us with 1,200. 100. We're gonna get there. $122,956,789. Really had to think about it. I'm just reflecting on it, and I'm extremely excited that this Ruby course is over with. My mind is in a totally different spot right now. Reading numbers is not what it's excited about right now. But balance, same thing, 122,956,789. Checkity check. Everything works beautifully across the board. We survived. Congratulations, you finished the course. Thank God. Next, what do we have? Well, we know what we have. We concluded, yes. We finally concluded Ruby. And now, completed. What happens if we click on completed? I don't think anything happens. Nope, nothing. Catalog. Look at that. Ruby 100%. So we have Ruby on Rails for tomorrow. We're going to save that. We'll gander and look at all that fun stuff tomorrow. What is the quick little description? Learn Ruby on Rails. Learn the basics of building applications with its convenient, powerful web development framework. That's only 5 hours. Ruby by itself was 9. Ruby on Rails is 5. And then Ruby on Rails authentication, 2. I'm excited for Java. Also excited for the SQL section. Hopeful we can get to PHP pretty damn soon. We are finally starting near summer. We're 10 days into May. I think with the shorter courses, 5 hours, 2 hours, 4, 3, 5, 2, I think we'll get there before they do sunset that course. And if we see or hear catch wind, I'm sure we'll notice if it's immediately moved to the chopping block. There's plenty of other places to learn PHP, but that'd be cool if we could tackle it here. So we're just trying to knock everything out in order. And yeah, good times. Well, let's see where we stand stat-wise for a 130. Since we are concluding the stream 100% of the way through Ruby. That's done. Next, we've got learn oh, no, that they're confused. I wonder they have that there. Huh. Strange. We're going to continue with Ruby. That's just because they added that new section, the 2 of them. Learn JavaScript, control flow, and then responsive design. Those are courses they added after we made it quite a ways past. We will get to those after we complete the Watson API. We'll circle back. Other things will be updated as well. Not only are they sunsetting PHP, they're actually updating quite a few courses, which means we get to return and strike back to other content we've already done. So they're updating stuff, which will be tons of fun. So that's that. Stat-wise, we were checking out the stats. 100% of the way through Ruby now. That's dealt with. Points. Currently, 1,506 points to our name. And we are at 209 badges, 15 courses down here, Codecademy, and only a smattering more to go. We're roughly 2/3 of the way through. Wait, cool. All right, good times. We're backing out of this. Thank you to anyone and everyone who stopped by to view the stream. Coder and Burdock TV, thank you. Any and all views are greatly appreciated. We're closing out of Codecademy, jumping over to OBS, stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.